Thank you.
You're ready, okay.
Well, I'd like to welcome you all out tonight and call this meeting to order at 7:05. Looks like we got Councilor Ballard, Frank, Cecil, Kenny, and I all present tonight. I'd like to see if Dirk would give us an invocation. Sorry, Dirk.
Our Father in heaven, we're thankful for all the blessings that we each have. We're grateful to live in this beautiful area. We're grateful to live in the United States of America. I pray for a blessing to be upon both. We pray for thy spirit to be here tonight and open our hearts and minds to be able to communicate openly and honestly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dirk. Follow us along in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll move down to public comment. Looks like we have one comment here. Thomas, I think you're actually on the agenda a little bit farther down, so.
You know what, it's not make sense to keep me on the agenda, you know what, if I don't get these whole records.
Pardon?
If I don't get these whole records, which one we asked it for, you know what, it's not make sense to discuss right now on the agenda. You know. We just have to get these whole records, which one we asked it for.
Okay, we'll take up that when we get down to you on the agenda here. So we have the minutes from August 6th, July 23rd, and the payment register that we need to approve. Is anybody? Everybody
I'll make a
good on it?
motion that we've approved
You good with
minutes
it?
from July 23rd, 2024, and also the payment approval record
July
for
22nd.
yeah. For July, it does have a date on it, I found it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, does any of the council members have anything they would like to report?
Yes. If you look in your packets, you'll see it's a notice. I got it on it as an email. I've looked into it. I've read everything that they've sent us. ITERIS is a group that evidently works with small towns and communities that don't always have grant writers available. And where'd Skylar go? Is he on the back row? There he is. This would apply to you because it's for, a lot of times, most of the time, it's for roads and stuff like that. But it's just FYI so that everybody can see it, so that in the future we can talk about it a little bit.
That's what brought this up is he's been checking for crosswalks. We've got a lot of people flying down through town. We get 90-mile-an-hour traffic through town pretty often. We're trying to get some crosswalks and some signage up so that hopefully it'll help slow things down just a little bit. We'll move down to item number 3. Skylar, if you can give us an update on some of your summer projects. Looks like you've been really busy. Stuff looks good.
Anyway, you guys got my report that I put up. I can't remember what the first item was. Anyway, the dike project, we'll start there because that's what we're working on right now. It's got the top all bladed out except for the last section. Haven't pulled the fence yet. We're gonna do that tomorrow. The ramp on the south end's 90% done. We should be hauling material next week if plumber can squeeze us in. So on our end, we're ready to go. So yeah, the ramp actually went really quick today, so it worked out really good. So that's rocking and rolling. And then of course we got the Kaibab Drive project. Ted is gonna be starting, he said by the end of the month probably, finishing up his projects that he has over there so we can get rolling on the sidewalk. And then once he gets done with the sidewalk, we'll book Marty out and Marty will come in and pave it. So getting there. And then the Main Street light project, finally getting there. Anyway, so just yesterday I put in my 10-day notice with ADOT so we can start work. I'll be borrowing the pothole machine from Best Friends. They're gonna be nice enough to let us borrow it to drill out these holes so we don't have to get in there with a potholer. There's sprinklers, fiber, other crap in there. So we'll be able to do this, and then, so 2 weeks from now, we'll be drilling the holes and then start putting the posts up. And then it should go pretty quick. They're direct bury. Hardest part's gonna try to keep them straight when we're doing it, but we're just gonna mix some thick mud and just kind of wing it the first couple, get them good, and then we'll get a thing going and finish the 20 poles
So
out.
you finally got that permit from ADOT.
Yeah, we got the permit done, and then everything's ready. Yeah, we had to have some people come up and interview some of the Garcane employees for the Davis-Bacon wages. So they did a few of the lights. They're doing the Cobra heads, as you guys remember, I'm sure. So they're doing the Cobra heads. So they came up, interviewed the employees. So they're all taken care of. They're gonna come back in when they have more time, finish the lights. But that extension we did, so that gets us through till October. Oodles of time. So it's priority number one. So I'll be working up on the dike, blading with plumbers guys, and then my guys will be down in town doing the street lights. So it should go pretty good.
It'll be good
So
to get that project done.
finally, yeah, so we
Yeah,
can,
that should,
that's a big box we've all been wanting to check off for like 3 or 4 years now.
just drive through town, see,
It'll be nice. And I know a lot of people have been complaining about the lights on Main Street being dead and this and that and the other, but it's just been because of this project. It's taken so long to finally get together, product and this and that and the other. So we're finally here. So
And we got all the decorative bases.
they're direct bury.
Oh, did we opt to not?
We didn't have enough money.
Okay.
So these are just,
Later.
that's what we decided. It was something that we could budget for if we wanted to, you know. We'll see how they look, leave it up to you guys. You know, take public input and see what they want, and we can add whatever to make it pretty. But they're gonna look good anyway. They're actually really nice poles, lumen poles, they're black. Hardest part about putting them in is gonna be not to scratch them. But they've got a wrap on them, so we're gonna keep the wrap on and straps. It should go super easy. So, other than that, everything's going pretty good. The water system's doing really good. Few finicky things, as there always is, that pop up. Nothing major to report. The water system's doing really good, surprisingly with as hot as it is. We've been able to keep the grass green and everybody in water, and we're doing good, so.
wells have been able to keep up.
Yeah.
They're having to use
No,
them.
we're actually doing, it's kind of a weird year. For some reason, we're doing better than I thought we were, as dry as it was, so. We've hardly been able to, had to pump out of the ponds. Everything's been going really good, being able to rely on canyon flow pretty much 70% of the time, which is pretty good this time of year. But yeah, we're good on water. Everything's fine. We're working on some.
One question on the water thing you'd said here about the power outages. One of the things that we did try to budget for this year were different generators. If we could get a bigger, like diesel generator, would that cover if you had an out? or is that-
It's really not a major, like, it might sound like a major inconvenience on the paper. It's really not that big of a deal. Garcane usually, I mean, there's outages that they don't predict, but if they have a planned outage, which most of these have been, they let us know. They say, hey, we're gonna have an outage up the canyon, or you guys are gonna lose power, we'll get it back on. Just our wells, they just don't, I wish they would just recognize that the power's back on, like a transfer switch, and fire back up again, but they don't. So we just have to buzz up and turn them back on. The problem with the generator is we have all them little wells and each one's only producing 30 gallons, 50 gallons a minute. What I would like to do, to your point, is if we ever get to drill a couple new wells up in the Navajo up on top, the ones that can put out 400 gallons a minute, which is all we bring out of the canyon as a whole, we would wanna put some backup power on that one, just because they're such good producers. Like right now, we'd need like 10 generators, and, I mean, it's doable, but, I mean, one well is 20, just because we're on the bottom of that aquifer, so we just don't have a ton of water, that's why I have so many wells to produce so little. But yeah, anyway, but minor inconvenience, not a big deal, not a big deal. Everything's going good, no sweat. Any questions?
You answered all the ones I was gonna ask.
Okay.
You want to update for next year, like the Chicago Cubs, you know?
Yeah.
Always next year.
Yeah, there's always next year.
Some of these will probably run into next year, huh?
What's that? Yeah, yeah, that's true. But, all right, well, anyway,
Thank you.
no questions, everything good? Okay.
Thanks for the work.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
no, appreciate you guys, appreciate the support, we really do. All right, thanks, guys. I wanna continue the rest of the meeting on Facebook so I can go get with the family, so. I'm not bailing on you guys.
Thank you.
And we have someone here from the police department, give us a report on the month.
So, for July, we had a total service calls of 55. 3 DUIs, 3 wanted persons, which is warrants, people picking up on warrants. 9 medical calls, assault with firearms, 1. Simple assault was 1, reckless driving, 5. 1 fire. Total ticket count was 295, and then the top speed through town in the 35-mile-an-hour zone was 90 miles an hour in July. So, yeah.
That's not as high as the highest.
No. So far since I've been here, almost 2 years, was 105 in the 35.
Yeah.
So, passing one of us and other cars in a center lane.
Well,
So.
that's why we hope that, like Mayor said, that by painting some additional crosswalks and
Yep.
stuff, that keep our fingers crossed, it might help a little.
Well, I mean, it seems to think, I mean, I'd want to think that way, but being out on the street with my lights on, with the car stopped, just today, 65 mile an hour passed me with my lights on, while on a traffic stop. So, if my lights aren't doing much, I don't know how much those are gonna do, but it's gonna help a lot of the traffic, not all of it. So, but yes, it will help. So, that's what we've got for the month, so. Anything else? Questions?
Thanks for what you do.
Yep. So, alrighty, thank you guys for your support as well.
Thank you.
I'll move down to item number 4, the town clerk. Have her give a little report on where we're at.
So we've had a lot of things go on at the office lately. Friday, we did some training with Cassell to try to get the bill pay and the payroll back in-house. Lisa, Brittany, Justin, and I spent a couple hours doing that. And right now, we'll be starting the new audit, the 2022, 2023 audit, and we're hoping that this goes a little bit smoother than the last one. We've also been in contact with the utility board, and we're gonna start sending letters out to try to get some of our past due utility bills caught up. And we've had cameras installed, so around the building, around the doors, and the office doors all have little keypads that have the cards to them instead of the combinations. So we've had a lot of things go on in the office.
That's good. While you're up, let's go ahead and do the discussion, possible action regarding the acceptance and the public hearing for the 24-25 budget.
So, we're at the hearing point of the budget, the public hearing point. It was posted in the newspaper. We still have one more week there, and it's been posted on the website. And because of last-minute clarifications with the attorney, then that will be on the phone later tonight in executive session. And then next meeting, we'll be able to pass the budget. And then the audit is finished and ready to be acknowledged. Do you want to do the, do we need to do anything on the budget?
No.
Okay. And then the audit is finished, ready to be acknowledged by the council. And then we can make sure that it's sent to the Attorney General's office and then be ready to start the next one. So you just need to make motion and approve that and acknowledge the budget or the audit. And there's a whole big, there's some paperwork that you have and the findings on the audit and a letter to the council.
We've been reported on that and talked about that for the last month. I make a motion that we, accept the findings of the audit, recognize that there's things that we need to fix, and go forward. That's my,
Okay, we have a first, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. Move down here to the item number 3, discussion and possible action regarding approval of the new sewer line extension. I think we've been through this.
So we're not really approving the new sewer line extension, we're approving the bid that we got.
Right.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the bid that we got and get it done.
Have a second on that?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Move down to item number 4, discussion and possible action regarding variance on lots at the North Rim Estates. Is what this is those 2 duplexes, well, that subdivision over there, I believe there's 6 of them in there. They were wanting to sell them separately, so we've taken it to planning and zoning and done a variance on them so that they can sell them down the middle, sell them separate. And if there's anybody, let's make a motion on that.
I make a motion that we approve the variance so that they can, it is a duplex building, but they will sell each half and the lot on that side.
Yeah, possibly, it's what they're trying to do is make it so we have affordable housing. Selling them together, puts them somewhere in the neighborhood of $600,000. And,
For one of the duplex,
yeah,
do they have their own deeds?
yes, they will, yes.
Yes.
We've worked on that all week, trying to get them all straightened out. And we've had to,
That's a lot.
it is a lot. They're actually pretty big and they're pretty nice. If you guys get a chance to go over and walk through them are really nice. They're pretty roomy. So we got a first and a second. We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Discussion and possible action regarding the easement on Easy Street. You want to explain to us what that is, Council?
Yes, sir. We got the next to the last approval yesterday. It has been done and arrangements have been made. It's with the family that had the extra long connection where their meter was down by the highway originally. But everything has been decided and I have it sitting on my desk. It's all notarized and everything, so. We just lack the one now that the attorney has not sent us the papers or actually to the families because he's gotta send it to 3 different people because the original owner died and left it to his kids.
So we'll have to table this until we can get that other
So-
signature.
So until we get that last signature, we still are waiting.
So, and really, there's not really any discussion and possible action, that's all been done. Once we get that signature, it's
It'll be
already,
done,
yeah,
yeah.
it's done, so, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lynette's been working on this for us and helping us get the
About 7
signatures.
years.
It's been a project.
But I did, you know, I gave you that file for the Robinsons, and,
No names.
oh. But I asked about community property in Arizona, because it was just the unnamed person that passed away, but his wife's name was not on it, just the two sisters. And, but I just went to someone that knows more than the attorney, I guess, because the attorney has never responded to your
No, not yet.
plea. But it is community property in Arizona, so this individual thinks that she can sign besides his two sisters, and so his wife and the two sisters. But now somebody else needs to find addresses and everything for that individual. But I just found a document when I was looking for the other people that I just got their signature day before yesterday. And apparently in the original, they said this is not a subdivision. All of the individuals that bought were supposed to take care of the utility line. And I do have that copy. So if you had, if you had an attorney that was a decent attorney, and I shouldn't be so negative, but I've dealt with him and he is such a butthead, sorry. Anyway, so maybe you don't, maybe I don't have to get all three of their signatures if they already signed this document when they bought the property. I was not involved.
The signatures that we need are recognizing the utility easement. That's all we need.
Right, well, but if they already signed that they would agree to the utility
Originally.
line down, originally down the road, then do they have to do that again? So that is the reason I wanted to come tonight, because for just this one parcel, because I've been able to get signatures on everybody else's. And so you tell me, because I think that that if they did already sign a document stating that the road can have the utilities and the easement on it, why do we have to go through this? And to find those three individuals that inherited this lot and have them all sign and notarize, well, it's just a nightmare. So anyway, I'm saying if they already
I
agreed,
agree with you, we struggled with the attorney on that, but, he actually was quite helpful this last time, as once the road was fixed, once we explained some things, if it's possible to get that other signature, let's just do that.
Yeah, the problem is it's moved a little bit.
okay, but there's three signatures on
Right,
one lot.
I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
that, but if they can get that, I mean, if we
Or
have
if, or if we can find the
If we
original
have a
contract,
document
yeah.
that, but it has to say that this is a recognized utility easement.
Yeah.
And if that original document says that, then that's fine.
Well, I don't have it highlighted, but I do have the document that, well, I can't say their name, but anyway, someone else would have to read it and make sure that it says what you want it to say, but I do have that document.
Oh. Could we get a copy of that?
I was
Um,
gonna say, can I stop by your
I-
office?
I
tomorrow?
gave,
That'd be good.
I gave the other people a copy of this that I met with, but if someone wants to get I just don't want to have to go through the process.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay?
Thank you so much, Lynette.
Okay, Thomas, why don't you come up here and re-explain what's going on here?
Is one thing, we asked about the estimates from the Garkin since January 2021 with the names and addresses, so we can figure out better exactly, how these estimates was made and to standardize the prices for the future. But I received only the documents from the February 2023 without the names and addresses. So if we can fix it this, we can work on the prices, which one later we can present it for the Garkin, to standardize the prices, so we not get the estimates as I see from this one, which one I received. So one price is for the 5,000, the another one is for the 15 or 45 or something, so that should not happen.
So we actually did follow up on that, and the engineers for Garcane are actual engineers certified. And the engineering cost that goes into these, they've also had a situation where people will come in and they'll say, I want to put this up, I want to do this pole, and they come out, they engineer it, they spend the time engineering it, and then the people back out and the time that they put in. So the engineering fee, if you follow through on the project, you actually get that back.
Yes, you know what, the engineering fee never should be by the percentage, like I said before, calculated like the 10% up of the all estimates, how they make it. The engineering fee should be made by the working hours, because the engineer working for hours. The additional thing is the guy who make it my estimates, Mr. Jarrett, presented me Mr. Shakespeare as the engineer of this project.
He is a certified engineer.
We check out the public record on the Utah and the Arizona. You can check that on the website, take you 5 minutes. And any guy like this exists on the public record as the licensed engineer. And this is the problem, because somebody who not get the P license, professional engineering license, not get the rights, that's a federal law, to charge the engineering fee. So all these estimates, which one was made before by the Garcane and where this engineering fee exists, I think so. So at least this money should be returned to the clients, to the Fredonians.
We actually contacted a contractor that deals with them a lot. Jacob, would you just give us a quick rundown on price rates and how that works?
I pulled from Garcane somewhere between 150 and 175 power plants in the last 5 years, which is probably more than anybody else in Arizona, Utah combined. So they can't legally do what they are doing, what they're charging. They do have engineers on staff. They have and they're not, unlike the city, they're a private organization, and we can choose to pay their fee, or we can choose to go somewhere else.
I fully agree with you, but the engineering fee is strictly, yes, whatever how is. But you know what, it's not about the amount, it's about the fact. The engineering fee is strictly restricted for the engineers with the P license. If Garcane doesn't get it, not get the right, or the engineers doesn't work on this project, because that's how they get the engineers on the company, it's completely different story. It's about this, so you cannot charging the engineering fee if the engineer doesn't touch the estimate. You know what I mean? That's for example.
No, actually.
If the engineer doesn't touch the project, and if the engineer touch the project, he should charge by the working hours, not by the 10% up of the each estimates. That's illegal.
And so
that's just illegal.
So the engineering fee, if we want to pay them by the hour up front, they don't know what your upfront cost is.
That's understand. That's
Yeah,
I
so
understand. But
charge-
at this time you put the engineer charge, for example, $300 per hour, and is estimated like the 2 hours for the project like this. If it's up, the client has to pay more. That's a standard procedure. No
Yes,
10%, no 10%, which one is just like the overcharge, you know. That
If-
I
if-
do observe on these estimates, let me finish. I do observe on these estimates, so previously pages from the beginning of 2023 was not the engineering fee, just the Garcane fee. And if you name it this on my estimate Garcane fee, I not get anything to do it because you get right to charge the fee wherever you like. But the engineering fee, P license, no P license, illegal fee. That's standard.
They do have a P license.
Exactly, but you know what? They not get the license as engineer. This guy who was presented to me as the engineer on my project, you know what? Is not the engineer. We check him, you know, on the public record.
Did he charge you for the quote, or did he charge you for the actual drawings?
He exactly disturbed my project. He tried to disturb my project by added another pole in this time when I showed him on the drawings only 2 poles. He tried to install 3 poles. In the time when 200 feet between the poles is a standard over here. You can see everywhere on the street. That's
So
you install
as far
that,
as
right?
what they're charging you for there,
Exactly. They not follow by my drawings. I meet with them 2 times, and that looks like they try just disturb my project. And that's what we're talking about. The private company from the Utah should not get the chance to disturb the future projects of the Fredonians. We on the Arizona. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You pretty knows what I mean.
So you're frustrated, Nate, there's several things that we've been talked about. The engineering fee, that's what's bugging you?
That's the first thing, and
Okay,
this
let's
is
focus-
illegal.
let's focus on that.
Second thing, they not pay for their workers 3 times like they pay on the New York. In New York rate is like the $42 per hour for the electrician. I don't see the electrician work over here for these amounts. And they try to charge me exactly like the 2-3 times more than the New York installation of the electricity power is cost.
Does New York own and run their own power?
No. Though you know what, they use the Con Edison at this time for everything. So you know what, it's some similar situation like here. So you have to use some subcontractor, some like this. Is like that. But the cost for the 500 linear feet installation of the new electricity power in New York is cost from 5,000-6,000 up to 12. My estimate for the 200 linear feet was go over 12,000. So this looks a little bit difficult. I understand if the workers over here earn it like the 120 per hour. I can pay this money. That's not about the amount, you know. That's about the fact. That's about the fact. You know what I mean? We get the monopolist over here, the Garcane, who decide exactly about the prices, who give it the prices wherever they like. And that's the reason why I say so. We should standardize these prices because the town is much more powerful to dealing with the Garcane than the private client.
So as a town, we use several different mechanics, and we have options. And one mechanic is better on the trucks, one mechanic's better on something else, but we have options. And one mechanic charges $120 an hour, and another mechanic charges $90 an hour. And I cannot go to those private businesses and say, unless I'm a communist or a socialist,
Of course.
I cannot go say you will. So with this situation, it's the same as dealing with a mechanic. So I know guys that'll work on your car for free. In fact, I've been
But
told
you know
about
what, the
food service, how that goes.
is
but,
against the monopoly is against the capitalism because capitalism is a free market. You know,
Yes.
and when we get the monopoly, we get exactly antitrust law just for this to eliminate the monopoly from our life because that's affected exactly the all Republican or all capitalism. And over here we get situation like this, so we get little bit overpower on the Garcane bosses because they exactly get the power. You know, over here. And we should eliminate that by the law and by the regulation from the town, because otherwise they do what they like to do. Exactly. They can disturb the old business on the Fredonia. They can disturb the people which one they don't like it on the Fredonia, you know, or they can even turn off the power for the old Fredonia. About the generator,
No, they can't. They cannot turn the power off.
you know
Off
what?
the top of your head, what does power cost in New York City?
25 cents a kilowatt hour.
What does it cost in Kanab?
Garcane's average is 11.6.
What does it cost, what are we ripping the people in Fredonia off
And
for?
I can't give you the numbers, between 6 and
7
7. Yeah,
cents.
so our power's really cheap.
Because
know,
Really,
they cannot,
really cheap.
they
That's
cannot
that's
turn our
understandable
power.
because you know what, we get the two dams, you know what, like the 100, 200 miles away from us, you know what, which one produce a lot of the energy, you know what, we get a lot of the solar over here and the sun. I am surprised so the Fredonia not get their own solar plant, you know what, just you know what to cover. Ask the governor, ask the state about this, about the money, you know what, for that. You know what? They all going to green. So you know what? You just have to write down the sure letter and know when pointed. You know what? That's where it is.
So
And if you ask
what
for the
do you-
beginning, you know
what
what,
do you
for the
want
5
us to
million,
do?
they don't want to give you. But if you ask about 500 and later for the another tree, later for the another tree, you can rebuild. You know what? Grow and grow. You plant. You know what I mean? It's like this, step by step. Because of course they're not gonna give you 5 million right away. You know, for the plant.
Well,
For the
every one of
1,000
the-
people, for the 1,000 people town, you know, that's of course not.
Every one of these projects that are done by Garcane is a little bit different. It's really hard to standardize. They can standardize prices for poles, prices for transformers.
Prices for money a foot.
Any of that's pretty standard. But
Yeah,
when
I
you
see
get
on
to
the
another
estimate, so it's
project.
not. This one, which one I received it just by the numbers, sorry, I interrupt you, sir.
So how long have you been trying to do this?
No, I just received the estimates on the Thursday, you know what, and I just take a look, you know what, so these prices, you know, for the poles and for some other items is different, depends of the estimate. That's some understandable, but you know what, on the flat areas, which one we get most likely on the Fredonia, you know, should be exactly almost flat, right? That the prices, and that's reason why I say so. That's not fair when somebody is charged for the same few times more than the another guy. You know what I mean? So that should not depend from the Garcane. The prices for the old town, especially, you know what is different story if we ask the Garcane directly about some service. That's different story because that's private. But if we came to the town to attach or change our electricity outage, at this time, we should get the cover and the prices, standard prices, which one Garcane give it for the town. Not like this, so we came to the town and Garcane later give it, oh, we like this guy, we give it for them the 3,000, this guy we don't like it, we give it for him for this same.
So
job,
do
like
you-
7 or 10,000.
So hold that thought.
That's double standard and that's out of the constitution.
So do you feel like that if I go get power hooked up, they'll do it for me
It's
for
gonna get
cheap?
more expensive.
So they do have, so Garcane's.
Sorry, I know where you go.
What's that?
So Garcane's rates are standardized. They do this like your base thing includes 80 feet of wire. And so if you're more than 80 feet from the transformer, it's a flat rate. You go past the 80 feet, it charges more. If you try doing big corners and stuff like that.
Exactly, but you know what, you can charge for exactly, you can make it the price for the linear feet, for example. So you know what, if it's like the 120 feet, you can calculate how much you charge for the linear feet of cable, plus exactly the transformator like the extra, right? That's the estimator.
that's
Yeah,
what they do.
exactly.
That's
That's
what
what should be doing,
That's
you
what
know.
they- that's
And
what
that's
they
what I'm fighting for. So everybody get the equal price for the linear feet of the cable, equal price for the transformator, and you know.
But you can't do an
Standard.
equal price transformer. For example, I've paid for transformers in the last year and a half, well, I'll say the last 3 years. Pre-COVID, I could buy
Of course.
transformers for here.
So
Right
at
now-
this
right
time-
now, I've got a project looking at right now,
so
the
at the-
transformer is not viable.
So at this time, we can put the price of the transformator as your profit plus the cost of the transformator. You know what I mean?
That's what they do.
And that's exactly,
But the
and that's it, and that's it.
Okay,
And
so-
at this time we standardize, and at this time we standardize.
What do you
your
want from
service.
us? What do you want from us?
I just like to get more data, you know what, so for like I say, the estimates from the 2021,
Okay,
Should
I
we-
understand
should
that
we
you've
know?
got that.
and if I can get even some addresses, so I can talk with the owners or see the field about the specific situation, because if I see so the estimate is really higher, I will visit this field and see what is the difficult over there, so the guard can charge this person higher than the other one,
I understand
for
that you've
example.
got the information that you've asked for,
We can't give you the names.
other than the names.
We can't give you names, telephone numbers, or addresses, because that is
you know what, this is all public, if this is on the estimates directed to the town.
No.
I can even get the access to your private taxes, you know what, so what we talking about, you know what I mean? I can asking about your tax return for the last 7 years. That's the law, that's the public disclosure.
So we're,
And that's what I'm asking for, you know what? I don't looking for the old fields, you know, but
So
like
do
I
you
see
feel-
some estimates which one looks very higher. I would like to talk with these clients to figure out why he pay higher, you know what? Maybe he get difficult situation on the field, but right now, without the address, I cannot know that, you know what I mean? And like I say, this is all public record, and everybody can get the access.
So-
like
so-
I say, if I can get access to your taxes, to your tax return, I can get the access to this one. It's not
just
logic.
hold on. Are we having a discussion or are you just bitching? Hold on. What do you have, Greg?
I said, I'm just asking her if you got that information that you can't give him the names and addresses through your attorney.
We did. They
So
said
it comes to
redact names, addresses, and phone numbers.
Yep.
What is the name of the attorney? I will talk with him.
Is Shakespeare actually an attorney or not, or an engineer or not?
Now, I understood that he is an engineer.
He is.
You know for a fact?
I don't.
He's saying he
I
knows
had-
for a fact he is.
I was just on the phone with the CEO.
I don't know how old his information is. We had
That they have an in-house engineer.
We had a Garcane representative here the first of the week last week,
Shakespeare has BE.
and he said that he
But
is
it's licensed,
an
but
engineer.
It won't be registered, if you look it up under the county, for example, I've got, multiple contractor licenses. You look up under my name, they don't show up, you look under my company, they do.
I looked under, I talked to an engineer down in St. George, an engineer company, and they said he has not.
So,
We check, he not get the P license.
So what do you want from us? Name one thing. Name one thing and focus on it. What do you want?
Estimates from 2021 January. And if you don't want to provide me the addresses or the names, just some addresses or some estimates which one I show you. Just provide me to avoid this war about the public record. I know, so we get the rights to get these names and addresses and even the phone numbers, because all is on the public record. And if I can get the access to your tax return, I can get the access to your address and name. You know, that's standard. You know, so that's not logic what you say, miss. Sorry.
And to what end?
Just, well, like I need these estimates from the Garcane to the town. You know what? Every electricity power which one is connected to the in the town since January 2021. That's like the 3-4 years. So at this time we can compare these all prices, put on the Excel sheet. You know what? And at this time the computer can give it for us the result, what the prices should be, the average price.
So how much did you pay for diesel in 2019?
Oh yeah, of course, that's before the pandemic, sir. So the inflation, of course, we're gonna calculate also. Because of course the prices from today is different than 2021, different than 2019. We're not gonna obtain 2019. That's the reason why I ask about 2021. So we see how these prices jumping, you know, from the pandemic up to now. And so we can exactly
So we can get you that information. Now let me ask you a question. Why are you concerned about what other people paid? Do you feel like you've been taken advantage of?
No, sir. I am
Then
not-
I don't understand why
No,
we're having the
sir.
question.
Is problem about this? So the company, which one is exactly from the different state, and which one get overpower over here, as everybody knows, steering exactly the growing of the businesses, or stopping some, or holding some businesses, or some people over here, by the double standards estimates, let's say. And the double standards, as the Constitution say, should be eliminated as much we can. You know what I mean? And the estimate is exactly produced by the town, following by the estimates from the Garcane. right?
No,
So we
we're
give
doing
you-
a
so
sewer
we give you
project
some-
right now. We're doing a sewer project right now, okay? And we dealt with two different engineers, okay? Engineer companies. And both of them sent their surveyors out, who are called engineers. They came out, got the elevations, they took back, handed it to the engineer. He drew it up and he did that. The guys who were out there on the ground were not engineers, they were surveyors. So will you get him a list of power hookup number one, X amount of money, power hookup number two, no addresses, no names, get him that, and then you can do with it whatever you would like.
I just like to ask about some addresses which one get higher estimated, so I can see the field, so it's something difficult or something like this. Not everyone, just some which one show some different, than the average. So I can talk with the owner, or see, what exactly is installed on the field, because maybe some difficult, some not straight area or something like this, or no wet or
Well,
something.
we'll give you those numbers. We're not giving you phone numbers and names of people.
We gave him estimates clear from 2021 up to date. We pulled them, we redacted the names, the addresses.
I
and
just
the
get from
telephone
February 2020.
You want to know you want to know who the people were. You want to go bang on their doors and talk to them.
No, I just like to talk with the owners why they pay pay more, for example, because they're gonna remember. You know what I mean?
That's what he wants.
He wants the names and addresses. And
Oh.
we were told no, because that is, what I pay for my power bill is my business. It's through the town, so it's public information, but it's not public to him. I don't want him to
Public
know
is
how much
public.
I
It
pay
doesn't
for my
matter, so
power
to
bill.
me or to somebody else.
So now you know what it is. You can go start your electric company and you can do it. That's how you need to do it. You can standardize everything and you know exactly what you need to do. But I haven't seen Garcane do that. It's all too high. I understand that, but I think we've done what we can do for you, and we need to move on.
Yeah, you know what? Let's try to standardize, because, like I say, as the town, we get much more power than the private people. You know what I mean?
I think they've got it standardized
And if we
as
get
much
the
as you can.
standardized for the sewer, if we get standardized for everything else, why we not get the standardized for the electricity?
I think
We should standardize diesel. I really do. I think it should be $1.95.
That's above us. That's above us, sir.
No,
That's really
what
above
you're
us.
saying. I think we should standardize mechanic prices. But there's a guy up there right now working on my Jake brake
But you know what?
who's
It's some
darn good.
standards.
And
It's
he
some
charges a
standards.
lot of money.
If you go to the service, the authorized service, for example, for Honda or Toyota, they get the standardized price for the mechanics, and every mechanics get the price for his working hour. If you check the bill from the service, the working hours of the
That's not true, but at this point, we're just arguing
It's
for
like
the
this.
fun.
It's like this. I do that
So
for
we
the
need
years,
to
and
move
I
on.
see that.
We need to move on.
So can I obtain more of these estimates from the 2000
You
since 2000?
cannot obtain names and phone
Okay,
numbers.
that's fine. You know what? I just gonna ask later about.
Do you
some
mind
names.
sharing with me how much you spent on Jack Daniels last year?
Zero.
It's none of my business.
Zero.
It's none of my business, okay?
Zero. I'm not doing
So
Jack Daniels.
if you've given him the numbers so that he can compare, he can see what a transformer cost in 2021, you can see what a pole cost in 2021, you can see how much underground cost in 2021, and you can see what overhead.
People who installed it.
Public information.
No, he can see the numbers, he just can't see the people. So like as a contractor, Jacob, if you're building 20 houses, do you want everybody to know all of your costs?
I give them a price in the house, and that's what it is. But if you want to standardize it, it'd be great. You're taking the most expensive house, because this is Arcade. If you don't standardize, you're gonna say the most expensive estimate we've given you is $45,000 and what for residential?
And everybody else is gonna pay it, so,
That's the beauty of communism. You
so.
charge them
Different story. That's a different story. We talk about the different story now.
So at some point, your time is worth something, and our time is worth something. The time that we've argued in 2 weeks, you could add the project done. And I think we need to move on at least. You can keep pursuing what you need to pursue, but I think we provided you what you've asked
That's gonna
for.
help for the rest of the people in the future, is because at this time the town exactly can give it the price almost right away for some standards connections, you know, of the transformator or some poles, because at this time the price is gonna be the same for everybody.
Should we standardize our electric rates on a level of New York?
If they pay for the people who work for them from the Fredonia, I agree with that.
They pay, you
They
pay
don't pay that
25
high.
cents.
They
In
don't
New
pay that
York, it's
high.
7 cents
I
here.
know so the different rates, but this, you know, a different rate of the electricity is different story, because the New York, you take it, the electricity from the, you know, from the upstate New York, from the water dams also on the Finger Lakes and Niagara. And that's from where they exactly take the electricity right now, and that's the reason why it's so expensive, because they use it much more than they then can deliver. So that's the reason why the electricity is expensive in New York. Over here we not get this problem, because you see, we even cannot install the solar panels and connect to the main power to give back the power to save some money, because Garkin not accepted that. That also should be changed, because that's our right. And we should talk about this. I understand so Garkin gets so much power over here, but you know what, that's broken our law and you know what, the future also, because you know what, we can save a lot of money, you know what, by this way.
You know,
Some people
maybe,
like to-
maybe
like
me
to
and you
install
could
the
get in
solar
my
panels.
pickup someday and we'll drive around town and have this conversation, but we're not gonna,
Yeah,
there's
not now.
nothing we can do tonight.
If I receive the rest of the estimate, I be appreciated, and on the next meeting we can present, you know, some
So
some
you, but
graphs,
you've
you
already
know what,
given
to
it.
show you guys how that's jumping and how that's works.
So they can only give you what they have, and they have given it to
What's
you.
about the previous one? Because like
No
I say,
phone
I just
numbers,
get
no
from
addresses.
February 2023. What's about the rest? 2022, 2021?
That was all. We had 3 binders we went through and we pulled everything.
I can bring you. That's what I received, you
I
know, on the
did it.
Thursday.
So I know what I did, but
Yes, I can show you. You know what? I not get the reason to say why I don't have it. You know what I mean?
I did it all, so I know it's there.
So there hasn't been a lot of new services.
February 2023. So can you print again? You know what we're gonna pay for it? Just from the 21 to the 23. All right? Because from the 23, from the February I have.
This time, legally, we can charge you for the time she takes, because you're pulling her away from her duties from something else. And that is the law. We charge
Okay,
you
I will pay for it.
for the copies.
I will pay for it. Don't worry.
All right, so we'll get that for you.
Okay, we'll make
Okay.
We need to move on to our next
Thank you
item.
so
and we
much.
will charge you for that.
Thank you. We'll go down to item number 7. We need to go into an executive session regarding an employee. And we'll go in there under A2.
She was wondering if she's supposed to be in there with
Yeah.
us or not.
Yes.
Okay. Did you tell her?
Mhm.
Okay.
Just so you know, we're leaving the video on, so don't say anything you don't want the world to know.
Oh, I guarantee you they'll find out.
Just takes a little time.
pay them $500,000 to build the house and build them. And $500,000 they make for nothing, still won't be worth it, because I didn't talk to them once. That's just the way it is, I don't care about over here, like, those people like that right there, they think that they're so special, and they see get special, it's like, no, all you do is, I can be Santa. No, you want to do, you require two power right here. They can't just go and say, this is nice, because depending where it's at, it can, in correlation to other polls, tells any guy where it's at, what their points are, how many hours they've got to run, and they're transporting. It's so different every single time, it's not one size fits all. I mean, it's like, when I was at the NPC meeting here, the missionary, they go through, and one of the things that, everybody's different, because they're teaching, when you're teaching somebody, you teach them all different. So you go through and they pull the class, stuff somebody else in the worst classes, in the room, take them off them and put them on somebody else. Don't those classes don't work great for you. They work great for this person, this work great for you too. Of course they don't, right? But the one size fits all. And so, but what the end of these, what they're part of, Dan is different people that keep us up to heavy, but Arcane has multiple teams. And so, and if they're signing estimates, anybody can sign an estimate. An estimate is not approval of work to be done, of work as it will be done. And so that is, like, you call a fire department, it's gonna be signed by Chrissy. Chrissy is the one who signs everything. He's not an engineer. He's staying in his job, knows his job. If you go to civil science, if you actually do civil science, you don't build production notice. You call up and ask for Brandon Walker. And she's Taylor and Barbara Button's daughter. You call and ask for her, and you have her on the project. Because she's really, really, really good. The other people aren't very good, but she is really good. So if you want to get that right, you better talk to her. She knows more than you do. And how the project's gonna go, and they understand what it is. But she can look at the project, and she can, this is how it's gonna cost, the engineer gets right back, and she knows right what she said, because that's what she does. And the engineer signs the paper at the end, she signs the Mylar, but that's the one thing that actually has to, we're not talking about a career, we're talking about. What's up? Yeah. I tell you, because like, no, I'm not saying I'm smart, but I'm just saying that I understand this industry better than anybody else in this building. And it's like, I understand really well, and I'm at the point where I'm just like, that's things like, I've said, so stay with the industry, because you look at what Garthi's price increase probably, the piece probably 30% last year, which is hard to bet. Electricians have doubled their price. Their materials went up by 30% to 40%, and they doubled their entire price. When I was paying $9,000, I was getting 23 for a house for under $9,000. Now it's 14-foot, now it's 1,400-foot house, that's 21. Your plumbers increased their charge. The labor guy is $6,000 a house. The HVAC guy had $7,000 per house. It's like, it's the free enterprise system, and no one can work, then why you want to order yourself? Order yourself, that's just, but we can't. What do we do? We need man to do this work, and they'll say, our contract doesn't say we have to. Break our contract with us, we'll raise our rates enough that you will remember the good times, because you're paying for them. So people like that right there, just, I love it. Oh, I tell you. We went to Alton for a year, and then and I'm not going back, it's just. The town needs something.
They do.
And it's like, Carrie Hall Dad's house. They were gonna work our car garden for Steve. Just across Pops Wash, that house that got built back on, I guess, the creek right there. I built that house there and I remodeled our parents' house.
To me,
A lot of that's what makes sense. When the price increase came in, I told Carrie, I said, no, that priceless. Take it to run. Well, anyway, somebody else did it, and they were.
yeah, I don't know where, but usually he has. So, I usually do pretty good about it, 'cause I just leave it. To me, it could be, I don't know.
The kitchen is almost bigger than the living area. And then you don't know how to lay out your kitchen, or your living area, or like,
No, seriously,
open, and
because
you only have like walls like this big to put anything.
they can
No,
do
no.
I like your big houses. I need to send those up. I like the big houses. The ratio you have.
No.
Still have my house like. So,
Yeah.
my kitchen
That's why they
is
changed.
that big. So, back when I was doing a lot of kitchens with some of my suppliers, they hooked me up, like, door company, they pretty much comp the entire thing. They kept up my stuff, so it's like, I could afford that kitchen, even myself, those like, huge delivery, I have to comp everything in our personal house. But then we got a front room, it's pretty big. Yeah, we're probably in the long term run out of Airbnb though, than the Airbnb, they're just, You know where the, my parents' house is? Yeah. Just you go there, that 8 tennis court across from there.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Just above Craig, right? Kind of like second. Okay.
Yeah.
make it back to Flagstaff. Yes, but I really would like to. That's another way for me. He's always there.
They go to school, yeah, school, they go to school. When you starting again?
September 23rd, so I was supposed to start last Monday down in Preston, but there was an issue with one of my waivers, and then the AC Post canceled their July meeting, but it would've got approved. So, it'll get approved, and I think the meeting's next week, and they already told us to close it.
90-day post still?
Yeah, it's like 6 months.
Hey, Jeff?
Yeah, it's September to February. Oh,
You came from there to here because you didn't like it there. Now you wanna change here into there. Right. What? I was swearing. I heard you did that once.
I guess that YouTube video got 4 million views.
My YouTube video? That's good. I didn't. Your daughter texted me and said, you better shut up. Well, I am. I can't notice. That's gonna get
I honestly was, if it had gone the other way, I'd have been okay. Getting up the stairs is actually the easiest part, because it's got a handrail there.
Okay, we'll resume the meeting at 8:45. We've been in executive session and discussing the employment of our secretary, and it's been a really hard decision to make. We've had time against us and unfortunate other things against us, and we discussed that, and we need to have a vote on whether to terminate that position. And the termination is not because of any kind of job performance, because everything she has done has been top-notch. And the town will always owe her a debt of gratitude for the work that she has done. The problem that we have is, it's been 16 weeks and we've had to hire other personnel to cover those positions, and we can't let other personnel go. It's not been an easy decision or an easy situation. It's unfortunate that she didn't have any control over and we haven't had any control over. And so, we'll put it up for a vote, whether to terminate the position, or to try to do something different. So I guess we need a motion to either do something different or.
I make a motion that we continue with the current office staff that we've hired, and with a vote of thanks, let Tracy Goodall go.
I got a second. All in favor? Aye.
Nay.
And I say, it's nothing personal. You've gone above and beyond by 100% on everything that you've done. And, you dug us out of a really deep hole, and I wish that, we could just add another office on here and continue on. And we wish you well and a speedy recovery. It's been a really hard thing for you before and after, and thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Do you have any questions for me, Paul?
Thank you.
You have the agenda. I can't find my agenda. Can I borrow your agenda?
Would you leave yours
I
together?
think I've got it stacked in here somewhere.
Number 9 and 10 are the same thing.
I'm just gonna say, it's just all just a continuation, isn't it?
But are we able to talk to Brandon? Did he?
We are.
Okay, cause he needs to let us know on the wage salary thing.
Okay.
I make a motion that we go into executive session for clarification on employee compensation 13A1, specifically for the purpose of getting legal advice.
Can we combine them two, or do we have to come back out and go back in for each one?
9 and 10 are the exact same thing.
Okay.
It's 9 and 10 are it's the same item.
Okay. Because if it's listed different, we have to do it different, but if it's the same thing, then we're probably good to just do it all while we're in there. Here's your-
Oh, the number 10 is just if, and number 10 may just get tabled depending on what we get told, so.
Okay,
Number 9.
okay. So, make a motion. We need a motion.
Okay, we'll make a motion to go into executive session then, so that we can discuss this with the attorney.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just carry it for me.
You bet.
I can get me in there, it's just, I just need help carrying stuff. Thank you, Frank.
You're welcome.
Did Tracy leave? Oh, okay.
thank you for it, then, huh? Okay.
In a meeting or?
Well, I hope we never have
What's that? Yeah, we'll have to,
employee feel like that.
Go back in and.
That hurt.
no, I think we're done. We'll just,
You guys know her better than I do.
until we get some legal advice.
Okay.
Where did I put my dang agenda? That dang thing.
See, here's that stack of papers that I was looking for.
All right, we'll resume at 9:20. We've been discussing clarification on some employees' wages, and we've decided we're gonna have to table it due to, we need some legal advice on it. And so we will adjourn at 9:20. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Jacob, thanks for researching that.
Yeah, thanks for getting up there and
I tell you,
Trying.
Congratulations, Frank, you were being reelected.
Oh, thank you, Jacob.
I was watching the votes. So we were coming into the town, and my wife's like, we got a vote today. I was like, what's the primaries? We forgot those important primaries. And so we pulled in there, we had to go, my mom out, my dad, get everybody to vote. And like, my mom was one of, because you guys were tied, my mom was one of the mail-in ballots that got counted to get you over the limit.
Oh, cool.
You know, I
Jacob,
honestly,
what I